Okay, for the main file we'll have index.html. For styling, CSS, and obviously we are going to use the framework for designing and everything. So let's get Bootstrap. And we need both of these links. This one is for the styling and this one is for the functionality for our website. Let's copy it. Inside the HTML, let's generate the boilerplate, paste it here. And for the script tag, where do we paste the script tag? Where do we paste the script tag? Inside the header body. नहीं मैंने खुद नहीं किया था. आई गेस माई माइक इज़ एक्टिंग अप अगेन. अगर मैं म्यूट हो जाऊँ तो प्लीज़ टेल मी, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा है कि माई माइक इज़ नॉट वर्किंग प्रॉपर्ली. No, it was muted automatically. I don't know why it's happening. It has happened to me in the evening as well, but I don't know why it's happening. Okay. Anyway, so if I were to get mute, please update me. Okay. So what I was asking is, so where do we paste this script tag? Inside the head or inside the body? Yeah, inside the body, but make sure it's after the HTML. So HTML loads first and then the JavaScript loads. So we have everything in place. Now let us start the coding. Okay, so first we're gonna go with this navbar. Okay, and then navbar, I need you to show you something. If I were to refresh it, like the initially when the website loads, do you see this? ओहो, एक मिनट, मुझे इसको अनप्लग करके दोबारा प्लग करने दें. Let me change the settings. Okay, now it should work properly. Okay, so what I was saying is, if I were to refresh this website, do you guys see this loading animation? So we want to do this first. So we need to get this animation first. So how can we do that? It's not letting me inspect, so we can do this. Click on this, more tools, developer tools, and inside the sources we can get this loading animation. So it should be somewhere around here, somewhere in the sources. Okay, we don't have anything here, so maybe inside the static. Nope. Okay, let's do this first and then we can get back to the loading. Let's do the navbar first. We are now going to use Bootstrap's navbar because this is styled differently. So what do you see? They are side by side. So what are we going to use? We are using Bootstrap. Okay, so what are we going to use if we are creating this navbar? Like, which class do we want to use?
Row.
Yeah, we can use row, but let's see if they are changing on the smaller screen or not. So are they changing or not? They're not changing.
No.
So are we
Flex.
going? Yes, good. Flex. So what's the class for flex in Bootstrap?
Deflex.
Good. Deflex. Okay, so inside this deflex, how many divs do we have? How many more divs do we have?
4.
No. We have
Two.
2. Yes, we have to judge based upon the space, and this is the largest space
Mm-hmm.
we have. So on the left side and on the right side. So again, these are side by side. So what are we going to do? Again, we're going to have
Flex.
deflex. Yes. Okay, now we need to have this icon. We need exactly this icon. I think I've seen it here somewhere. Yeah, this.
Mm-hmm.
So let me right click, copy image URL, and then I can put an image here, paste it, and let's see the output. Oh, I haven't make it go live. Yeah, it's happening, but it's too big. Please give me 1 minute. Okay, so let's continue. Actually, the baby was hungry and he was feeding on his fingers. Okay, so let me, yeah, so it's the image is there, but it's too big. So what should we do? We can put the width here, and maybe let's say 40 pixels. Yeah, it's good. Okay, and on the other side we have this GZS logo. We can copy it directly. So yeah, here it is. And yeah, this is it. So maybe let's get it out of the sources as well. So sources, and we would have a logo. Yeah, here it is. So right click, copy image URL, and beside this image we're gonna have another image, paste it. Yeah, it's working, but again it's too big. So let's give it a width of maybe let's say 100 pixels. No, maybe let's say 150 pixels. Yeah, now it's looking good. Okay, so the left side is complete. Now let's move towards the right side. So this flex is our left side, and let me put the command here as well. I'm gonna say this is going to be our right side. So let's say right. Okay, so on the right side these buttons are again side by side. So we're gonna have what? We're gonna have D flex, and then we have this button. So let's say button with the class of btn, and for the time being, what is the color of this button?
Warning.
Good, warning. So btn dash warning, and it's saying okay, we have a card and we have this text. So how do we get this icon?
Bootstrap icon.
Yeah, bootstrap icon. So let's go to the icons, and let's put control F, btn, and copy this and paste it here. Yeah, we want to have the card. So where is the card? Yeah, this one. Copy it, put it inside the button, and yeah, let's see. Yeah, we have this card, and beside this card we want to write the word card. So since this icon is text, we can write beside it without doing anything, and yeah, it's going to be perfectly aligned. Okay, so again we have another button with the login credentials. So similarly the same like this one. So I'm going to copy it and then paste it inside the same deflex, and this one is going to be bi, I guess it's called person, and then fill, and this one is going to say login. Perfect. Now I want to spread the left and right one apart. So what should I do? I want to spread them.
Uh, yeah. Justify
Very
content
good. Justify
between
content where? This is the right side. This is the left side. So where do I put it?
parent cell.
Yeah, good. This parent. So I'm gonna say what is the class for justify content between?
Justify
Very good.
content between.
Between. Perfect. Between. Perfect. Now I want to have some padding from the inside. So I'm gonna say P3 maybe. Yes, perfect. Now I want to have gap between these two. This one and this one. So good. Let's say gap 2 here as well. So gap 2. Yeah, I think they're not perfectly aligned. So inside the parent we're gonna say good, align items in the center. Yeah, now I think they're perfectly aligned. Okay, now since we're done with the designing part, let's move towards the animation part. We have some previous things plus we have some new things, although we did this in the previous class, but there's some new things that are coming up. Can you see this this opacity div? Yeah, so we have to basically make this opacity div. Yeah, RGBA. So let's first. Can you run? Sorry. Inspect. Yeah, they have disabled the inspector tools. We can do that too. Okay. So, but we can inspect. Yeah, yeah. So, you if you were to click on this three icons, three dots, go towards the more tools and developer tools, you can get the developer tools. Okay, but you can disable it if you don't want the users to basically right click and then inspect. Okay. Okay, so let's do the functionality part. So first of all, I want to have cursor of pointer on this icon. So we don't have any class in Bootstrap to do that. So let's first give this one a class, and I'm gonna say, let's say logo maybe. Yeah, icon, list icon, let's say. And let's go in our CSS, and then I'm gonna target dot list icon. And how do I get my pointer, the cursor to be pointer? Very good. We can use cursor pointer, and it's not working. Why?
सर उसको कनेक्ट नहीं
Very
किया
good.
हमने
We
लिंक नहीं
haven't linked
किया.
the document. So link. Okay, the styling is inside the same folder. So I'm gonna say dot slash
But
and then styles.css.
CSS.
Perfect. Now let's do the sidebar designing. So if you were to look closely, we have a div that is taking up the full space of the screen. That is this black div, the RGBA div. Okay.
Yes.
So let's create this div. You can create it anywhere because it's going to be positioned absolute, so it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna create it inside the body. I'm gonna put a comment here as well. I'm gonna say sidebar containers. Okay, first we have this underlay. Okay, this RGBA underlay. So I'm gonna create a div with the name of underlay. Okay, so we can target it in CSS separately. And then I'm gonna put a class of W100. What is this going to do?
Width of 100.
Good, width of 100%. And then I'm gonna say min VH100. What is this going to do? Very good. It's going to give it a height of 100%, minimum height of 100%. Then I'm going to say position fixed. It's going to make it fixed. And then I'll say top 0. Okay. And also I'm going to put a Z index of 3 here. What does Z-3 refers to? Yeah, Z index 3 would refer to that. It's always going to be on top of other elements. Okay, so it's always going to be on top of every other element, so we can see it always. So let's now give. Yeah, it would also work, but we're just assuring ourselves that it always stays on top. Okay, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so now let's target this underlay in our CSS so we can get this the color of RGBA. So yes, Nimra. Okay. So now let's target this underlay in our CSS. So dot underlay. Oh, let me disable the autocomplete underlay, and I'm gonna say it's gonna have a background color of RGBA. What does RGBA stands for?
Red, green, black, alpha.
Good. Red, green, not black, blue.
Blue,
Red,
Blue,
blue.
sorry.
red, green, blue, alpha. So basically, red, green, blue is for the intensity of the red, green, blue colors, and alpha is for the
So
opacity of.
this sets the color transparency, right? The
Uh,
RGBA, that's what we're linking it to.
RGBA is basically simple RGB. So basically, RGB is what red, green, and blue. When we combine all of these colors,
Yeah.
we get a color. Okay, any color. This A
With
is
underlay.
for the underlay. Yeah, for the underlay.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and this A is going to target the opacity of that color. Like it's going to control the opacity of that color. Like how opaque that color is going to be. If we want to
Okay.
make it full opaque, like we don't want to see anything on the other side of that color, we're gonna put it 1. By default it's 1. For example, let me show you. So what is the color code of black? It's 0 0 0, and then I'm gonna say 1. 1 would mean that we would not be able to see anything a part of this color, like anything in front of this color.
It
So
would be like all black.
yeah, it's gonna
Only
be
we see
pure black.
underlays.
It's gonna be
Okay.
pure black. Let me show you. Here you go. We can't see anything. Okay, but if I were to reduce this, we can see across this color. Like now we have this div, but
Yeah.
we can see it across the div. Okay, so alpha is going to control the opacity of your div. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So now let's get the sidebar on this underlay. So inside this underlay div, I'm gonna put a class of sidebar. Okay, let's do the designing first. Sidebar is also gonna have a width of 100% because it's spanning all the way to the bottom. Okay, so inside the sidebar, it's gonna have a BG of white, and it's gonna have a width of, or let's say I'm gonna say call LG2, or let's say call, I need you to tell me the meaning of each one of this. Good. Medium is 6. Oh, sorry. I think I've written it wrong. It should be SM. SM. So I want to have 6 columns on smaller screens. So what's happening here is it's gonna have a minimum width of 2 columns on extra large screen. Then it's gonna increase its width on the larger screens, and then on the medium screen it's gonna increase it further, and then on the smaller screens it's gonna increase it more. Like it's gonna adjust its width according to the screen sizes, the sidebar. Okay, let me show you. So we have this on the extra large screen. If we were to go on the larger screen, it increases in size. Look, if I were to go more small, it increases it more. If I were to go more small, it takes up the full space of the screen. Okay, does that make any sense, the classes? Okay, great. Is it good for the extra large screen, or should we increase it a bit? Okay, so instead of 2, let's say 3 on extra large screens and 4 on large screens, and medium should have a width of, let's say, 5. Now it's too much, or is it good? Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Yes. Okay, so now I need you to dictate me the designing. So since they are side by side, what are we going to do? Deflex, good. So inside the sidebar here, we're gonna have a deflex. Let's put a gap here as well inside the flex. So we're gonna have a gap. Okay, then we have this yellow circle, so it's gonna have a BG of warning, and I needed to be full round, so rounded circle.
Circle.
Good. And then we have this icon inside it, so let's say user, so I have the class of bi, and then it's called person. Perfect. Let's see. Yeah, we have it, but I wanted to have a fixed width and height, so we can do inline styling. So let's do inline styling. So style, and then width of, let's say, 30 pixels, and similarly height of 30 pixels as well. No, it's too small, so maybe let's say 50. Yeah, now it's good. Now we want to have this icon in the center of its parent. What should we do? How do we make something go in center of their parent, of their respective grid?
सर पोजीशन यूज करेंगे
Yeah, we
इसमें.
can use positions, or we can use,
Position relative.
yeah, we can use that, but it's
Fix
a
the
drag.
size.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can use positions, but it's a long
What?
process.
Could we use absolute?
We can
No,
use
we can
positions.
use
We can use positions
top.
relative and absolute,
Yeah.
but I don't want to use that.
Okay.
Oh,
So what should we do? How do we make it go in the center apart from positions? Like, we can do it with positions, but I don't want to use that because it's gonna,
Okay. Okay.
although it's gonna work, but it's not the
well,
best approach.
justify
Very
content.
good. Justify content, but justify content is a property of flex.
Yeah,
So first we have to do what?
Flex.
flex.
Yes, the flex, and then we can use what?
Justify content.
Yeah, good. Justify content center to make it go on the center on the horizontal axis, and then, yeah, we have to use align items as well because we want to make it go in the center vertically as well. So it's going to be perfectly in the center. Now we want to have some space from the inside of the sidebar. So what we can do is we can put, yeah, good, we can use padding. Perfect. So now we have this as well. So here is the user div, and then inside the same deflex we're gonna put this. So this is inside, this is one group, so I'm gonna put a div here. Let me disable, it's already disabled, so why is it working? Okay, login to explore, we have this paragraph p with text of secondary, and then we have this heading, maybe let's say h5, world of flavors. I think it's too big. That's 6, yes. Yeah, perfect. Are they aligned or not? I think they're not aligned. So in their parent we're gonna say align items in the, yeah, perfect. Now let's have this button. So outside of this flex, inside the sidebar, we're gonna have a button with a class of btn. Okay, what's the class on this button? It only has this outline.
Border, sir.
No, there's a class, special class. I think we have discussed about
Rounded.
this. btn outline dot.
Um,
Have we discussed about this?
no.
No, sir.
This btn outline.
BTM. नहीं सर
Okay.
आउटलाइन ही मैंने.
So basically, if you want to have only borders for the buttons, we have this class called btn outline, and whatever color you want. If you were to do primary, it's gonna have a blue color. If you have warning, it's gonna have a yellow color. The outline. Okay. So let's log in. Let's see what do we have here. Yeah, perfect. Look, if you were to do this, for example, if you were to do warning, it's gonna have a yellow border like this. Okay. So we want to have dark, so let's say dark. Also we want to have space from above and bottom of these buttons, like horizontally. So what should we do? Put a margin of y. Perfect. Now we want to have this. What is this? Good, HR. So not here. HR. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Okay.
So what if we wanted that bright color? We would just add a class to it.
Yeah, good. That's a really good question. So if we want to have colors for this HR, for example, we want to have a yellow color, we can put class of BG warning, but it's not going to work. Let me tell you why. I think we have discussed about this. Why is it not going to work when we were making KFC? Do you remember?
I mean, not completely. That's why I wanted the color
Okay.
there.
So basically, BG warning is not going to work because HR doesn't have a height. What you're seeing here is it's the border. It's the border you're seeing. Okay, so if I were to do this, for example,
Oh, I remember. You have
yeah,
to write border.
yeah. So if I were to do border 0, it's gonna disappear completely. But if you were to have, for example, a yellow border, we can do border and then warning, and it's gonna have this yellow line. Can you see? Let me change the colors. We have this
Yeah.
blue line.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think dark is good, or we can do secondary. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, now what is this? What is this? But before deflex, we have something else as well. This is a list. Yes. So UL.
Oh,
So the class of
UL.
list unstyle, because we don't want any bullet points. And then it's side by side. So li is gonna have a class of d flex and with some gap. We have this icon. I guess it's called dashboard. So I with the class of bi. No, it's not dashboard. Let's see what this is. No. Grid, I guess it's called grid. Yeah, it's grid. So grid icon, and then
Mm-hmm.
after the icon we have explore menu. Explore menu. Let's see what do we have. Perfect. We need to make it a little bold, so we can do that as well. How do we make something bold in Bootstrap?
Font width
Very good.
FW.
FW, and this is semi bold because we don't want it too bold. Yeah, perfect. Similarly, let's copy it down, and then we have branch locator. And what is this? I think it's called shop. Yes, bi shop, and it's gonna say branch locator. Perfect. Now we have to give some margin padding. So let's say I'm gonna say MB on this one, meaning margin bottom. A little more. Yeah, perfect. Or we can just give it a margin to the second one and say MY, so we can have margin from top and bottom of these lists. Yeah, perfect. Now we want to have this HR again, so I'm not gonna write it again, so I'll just copy it here and paste it after the UL. Yeah, now we have again this list, okay, but without any icons. So I'm gonna copy it, the list, the above list, and then paste it after the HR and remove the icons. And it's saying blog and privacy policy. Okay, I'm gonna say blog and privacy policy. Yeah, and lastly we have this footer, something kind of like a footer. So outside this UL, I'm gonna have BG of warning div. It's gonna have some padding, and it's all of them are side by side. So what are we going to do? Deflex good with some gap. And then we have this icon. I don't think we can get this icon, but we can do sources and stuff. Developer tools. Where is it? don't think they have any here. Yeah, let's say, yeah, we get this. So static media. Okay, inside it is inside next static media. Okay, I think we can get this here. Next static and then media. Okay, I think it's here as well, because it wouldn't look good if we were to do any other image. There's no media, yeah, so we can, let's do this one, and image, paste it, and width should be around 30 pixels at most. Perfect. And then we have this cheesiest hotline heading. So H6 we're gonna say cheesiest hotline. Yeah, perfect. And then we're gonna have this icon. So let's do, I don't think we can get this icon as well, so let's do any icon for the time being. So I'm gonna copy this, we can copy this image, and that's just for the time being. Again, we can change it later. Yeah, now we want it to place at the bottom of this sidebar. So what are we going to do? We are going to put, for this one we're going to use positions, for absolute for this one, and relative to its parent, that is the sidebar. So position relative, and this one is going to be placed at the bottom. So we're going to say bottom to be 0, but we want it to have a width of 100%, so W 100, and from the left I want it to be 0, so I'm going to say start 0, and yeah, I want them to be in the center, so I'm going to say justify content center, and I want them to be aligned, so align items center. They're not in the center because of this default margin on this H6, so I'm going to say class and M 0, and now they're perfectly aligned. Yeah, now the sidebar is ready. Now I want you to look closely on the functionality of this sidebar. When I click on this, only the sidebar appears from the left side. It slides from the left, whereas this underlay just pops out of nowhere. Yes. So first, let's apply the functionality on the underlay. Let's first make this sidebar go on the left side. How can we do that? How can we make the sidebar go on the left side? We can use transform translate x. How much? -100. Yes, because we want it to go on the left side, so it's vanished on the left side. Now for the this one underlay, now I want you to pay again close attention. I want it to disappear. What should we do? How can we make this underlay? Yeah, underlay should disappear. What can we do? Look, in this one it's totally disappeared. When I click on this, yeah, we can use display none, but it's not gonna have that animated effect then. Yeah, we can use toggle, but first we need to do the designing. What can we do in order to make this underlay disappear? Let's do display one first. That's what I'm gonna say. It's gonna have a display of none, so it disappears completely. But now I'm gonna say when I click on this icon, it should reappear. So which language are we going to use for that? Very good, JavaScript. But this time we're gonna make a separate file for JavaScript. Okay, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna create another file with the name of whatever name you want. It doesn't matter. But again, the standard practice is app. Okay, so I'm going to say app.js. Let's test it out first. I'm going to say alert. So now it's not going to work. Why? Very good. We have to link it first. So inside the HTML, after the Java Bootstrap, I'm going to say script. Okay, why is it not working? Script and then source. This time it's going to have a source. What is the source? App.js. So dot slash good app.js. So is it working now? Yes, it's working. Okay, what was the first question we needed to ask ourselves? Yeah, the DOM. What do we need to work on? So what do we need to work on? We need to work on this icon. We need to work on this underlay, which is hidden, by the way, at the moment, and we need to work on the sidebar. Good. So let's get all of these. So I'm going to say let menu button, or menu icon is equals to, how do I get that?
Document
Good.
dot
Document dot query selector, and then dot, what was the
and
name
the
of the
class
icon?
name. Icon list
List
icon.
icon, I guess. Let's confirm. Where is it? It was somewhere here. Yeah, list icon. So dot list icon. Let's say sidebar is equals to document dot
Dot
query selector,
selected
and then dot sidebar.
sidebar.
Similarly, let
Overlay
underlay was
underlay.
underlay. Document dot query selector, and then dot underlay. Perfect. Now we have all the things we need to work on. Now what do we want to do? When I click on this menu icon, I want underlay to
Mm-hmm.
appear. So what should we do?
Okay. Click event on
Very
menu
good.
icon.
Very good. Click event on menu icon.
Menu
So menu icon,
menu and
menu icon dot,
dot
yeah,
add event listener.
add event listener. Which event listener do we need to listen for?
Click click
Click. Good. And what do we want to do when we click on this button?
the underlay
Very good.
क्या shown
The
गया है
display of underlay should become block. Okay. So underlay and then dot.
style
Very good. Style dot.
dot display
Very good. Display to be
equal to block.
block. Perfect. It's gonna work. It's working perfectly. But now,
Yes.
when I click on this underlay, I want it to disappear.
So sir, toggle it. We can toggle it.
No, we can toggle it, because toggling would mean that we have to
Uh,
click on the same menu icon again. But
So do we
menu
have to do
icon,
the add event listener
yeah, add event listener what?
on the underlay?
Very good. We need to add event listener on the underlay, because we can toggle. We can't toggle. Why can't we toggle? Because we can't interact with this menu icon, because we have this underlay present now.
mm-hmm.
Okay, underlay is covering that menu icon. We can't interact with it. So that's why we can't use toggle. So now we want to add event listener or this underlay, because when we click on this underlay, we want to disappear. So we want the underlay to disappear. So I'm gonna say underlay dot add event listener. Which event listener do we add? Click,
Click.
and then what do we want to do when we click on the underlay?
Uh, un- Underlay dot style.
Very good. We want to make underlay disappear. So we're gonna say
Yeah.
underlay dot style dot
Style dot
display
display
to be,
none.
very good, none. So look, if I click, it appears. If I click on it again, it disappears. Okay. Now we don't just want to make this underlay appear. We want the sidebar to slide as well. So when we click on the
So
menu
it would be
icon,
the same way.
yeah, it's gonna be the same way. So
It would
when,
just be added to the event listener as well.
exactly, which event listener? This menu icon. For the
Yes.
appearance of the
Yeah,
sidebar, we're
menu.
gonna put it inside the menu icon. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
sidebar, this variable sidebar dot style dot transform and then translate x to its initial position. What's the initial position? Good, 0. It's going to work, but it's not gonna work like we want it to work. Why? It doesn't slides in. Very good. Transitions. So inside the styles we're gonna put transitions. So transition all, let's say 0.6 seconds, and let's say ease in. What is ease in? I guess it starts slow and ends fast, something like that. Okay, refresh it, and refresh it. It's still not working. I think it's saved, but there is a problem. Let's increase the transitions. On what do we are putting transitions? We're putting it on underlay. Yeah, we have to do it on sidebar. Yeah, it's still not working. Why is it just we have already put it on the underlay, but it's still not working. I'll tell you why is this not working. Let me try this first. Okay, it's not working because of this display. How am I saying it? Because by default there is nothing as underlay. So if there's no underlay, is there any sidebar? Sidebar is the child of underlay. So if there's no underlay, is it possible for sidebar to be there? So look, what I'm trying to say is, this is the underlay, okay, and the sidebar is located inside the underlay. It's nested inside the underlay. So if we put display of none on underlay, sidebar also becomes display of none. Okay, and transition. No. We have another property. So first you need to understand this, that transition does not work on displays. Okay, transition does not work on display, none, or block, or any other display. We have to come up with another strategy to do this. And what is the strategy? We can use opacity to be 0. Okay, what does opacity mean? Yeah, transparency, exactly. So what we're saying is underlay should have a transparency of 0. And when we click on it, when we click on this menu icon, I don't want to change the display, I want to change the opacity back to 1. But it's not going to work. I can't interact with it. Look, why can't I interact with it?
So when the opacity is to 0, that means the screen is, you can see the whole thing.
Yeah, we can see the whole screen, but I can't interact with this. Why? Because the opacity is 0. It's already it's present there, but we can't see it. Okay, we've just given the opacity to be 0. That means that the div is present here, but we just can't see it, so that's why we cannot interact with this button. So what should we do? Instead of opacity, there's something else. It's called visibility, and we're gonna say hidden. So visibility is like opacity, but it would let you interact with the elements behind that div, and we want to have exactly that thing in our program. So what's the difference between visibility and opacity? Opacity makes it vanish, makes the div vanish, but div is present there, you just cannot see it. Whereas visibility does two things. It vanishes the div and you can't see it either. Okay, so that means that you can interact with the elements behind that div.
विजिबिलिटी और
Okay,
ओपेसिटी सर लाइक अ मिरर है कि आप देख सकते हो लेकिन पीछे को टच नहीं कर सकते राइट
exactly. You cannot see it, but it is present there.
ओके
Okay, so in the JavaScript we need to change it. So underlay dot style dot, and then we need to change the
विजिबिलिटी
visibility. Is the spelling correct? No. visibility back to being visible.
Zipper.
Let's try it now. Okay, but it's too
Yeah.
slow, so let's say 0.3 seconds. Let's refresh it. It's still too slow. Yeah, perfect. Now we need to change this as well. We don't need to change the display now. This one is going to do what now? Visibility
Visibility.
of hidden.
Hidden.
And but there's a problem here, and that is, let's do this. Remove the transition from the underlay. Okay, now we need to do one more thing here. We are changing the visibility to hidden. We need to make the sidebar go back as well. How can we do that? So sidebar dot,
Sidebar dot style dot
very good,
transform
style dot,
equal to translate.
very good, transform, and then
Translate
very
x
good, translate x,
minus 100.
minus 100%, good. So let's see now. Perfect. Any questions?
No, sir.
No.
Do you guys have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay,
No.
so that's the only homework you have for today. Okay, I know it seems little, but it has a lot of work to do.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so tomorrow inshallah we're gonna create this really amazing slider. It's not even a slider, it's basically kind of like opacity slider. Like one image is becomes hidden and the other one takes its place. So it has a lot of,
KFC में KFC में सर स्लाइडर था
yeah,
इसमें.
KFC had slider, but this one has this opacity image and this one has a lot of logic involved here. So it's gonna be a lot of
सर इसके
JavaScript.
ओके सॉरी
So
सर.
जी,
वो नीचे इसके है कुछ स्लाइडर सर
yeah, we
वेबसाइट में.
have this slider, this one.
हाँ बस ओके सर
Okay,
थैंक यू
this one
सर.
as well. And I think there's more JavaScript. No, this one is href. It's not JS, but here we have this href. Wait.
इस
Uh,
इसमें कवर हो जाएंगे ना सर काफी
yeah,
जेएस
yeah,
कवर हो
it
जाएगी
has
इसमें.
a lot of JavaScript. Let me show you here as well. This email is also sent by JavaScript. Okay, we're gonna do this as well, inshallah. And plus,
ओके
if I were to click on this single one and then add to cart, we have this pop-up appearing. This one is also done by JavaScript. Okay, this slider again with JavaScript. Okay,
ओके सर.
okay, so if there are no
दैट्स गुड.
questions, you guys can
नो.
leave, and inshallah we'll have a meeting tomorrow, but make sure to do the homework. Okay,
ओके
Okay.
सर
okay, thank
थैंक यू
you,
अल्लाह
Allah
हाफिज.
Hafiz.
Welcome.